Jameis to throw. Jameis is hot. Jameis going deep. As Tillman. End zone. Touchdown, Browns! I'm telling you, there's no way he doesn't catch that ball. What a throw by Jameis Winston. Over 300 yards. Tillman, the first 100-yard game of his career. 38 yards. Jameis to Tillman.
When we first started as a show in 2016, our very first guest and our very first episode was this man. We'd love to have him back. We are thrilled. He's been through so much, and he is now the QB1 of the Cleveland Browns. Ladies and gentlemen, Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
Jameis!
Hey, what's up, guys? So grateful to have this opportunity to join y'all yet again.
Thrilled. Honestly, it's really cool to see you, especially Jameis, with everything you got going on right now. Huge win over the Ravens. You weren't just out there playing football for the first time in a while. You're winning. You're with your teammates. You're celebrating. You're doing your whole Jameis emotional, motivational thing. It was beautiful to watch. What was it like to feel for you?
Extreme gratitude just to have that opportunity to be back on the field as a starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. But, man, my focus right now is taking it one play at a time, one game at a time. Consistency is the name of this game. So we in on Tuesday on an off day, getting better, man.
Jameis, there's this amazing quality to you where every time you open your mouth, the viewer at home or the fan at home is not only at the edge of their seat, but they're smiling because you have this contagious charisma that everyone rallies around, and your teammates seem to rally around it too. I have to ask you, when this is all done, the football stuff, are you going to come into the media world with us? Are you going to have your show? Are you going to do these podcasts? What's next for Jameis after this amazing career is put to wraps? Because I have to tell you, I see the Kelsey brothers doing their podcast. Jameis on a podcast? I am here for it.
I appreciate you, Peter. Well, it's the human effect, man. Like, guys like authentic people. And when you can easily be who you are every single day, people respect that. So whatever's required for me to do after my football career, but what's required for me right now, man, is focusing on one day at a time, one play at a time, and getting better at what I'm doing now so that I can have a better platform when my career is done.
All right, so Jameis, hey, look, you're always so electric, man. I love everything from social media to looking at some of the behind the scenes, your pregame speeches, you breaking down the huddle. And this week, it really was no different. Let's take a listen.
Every one of us have an individual responsibility to go out there and fight for each other. Represent the names on your back, represents the names that's on your helmet. Well, we don't got no decal. So represent the Browns, all right? One play at a time, all right? Together. All right, here we go. 7 on 3. 1, 2, 3, family. Let's get it.
I love the ability that you were to come out of that and then get right back into it, though. But take us into the lab. How do you come up with some of these things that you say? Is it rehearsed, or is it you doing it all freestyle?
Man, I love what I do. And when you love what you do, man, it like sometimes words just come out. I'm very passionate about this game of football, and this is something that the Lord has given me since I've been 4 years old. I've been playing this game. So over experience of talking with different people and just feeling different emotions, I just feel like I just have to express how I feel to my teammates. And if I can just encourage one person to ride with me, and I know I encourage way more than one person to ride with me, we're going to have a good day.
I got to follow up with this because I was talking to the defensive line coach, Jacques Césaire, and he said this about you, especially he's on the other side of the ball. He was just saying your leadership, especially being a backup, is infectious. And now that you have that starting role, why didn't you ever shy away from that even when you were in the number 2 position?
Well, it's about, again, being who you are. You can only be who you are. And whatever position you're in, whatever circumstances, conditions, or facts that you're facing, you have to show up and be who you are every single day because I know guys pay attention to that and guys respect that.
Jameis, what you do when you bring everybody together, whether it be the pregame speech, pregame interview, postgame interview, one in which you referenced that white boy from Detroit, the rapper, and Eminem. It was amazing to watch your brain process that because I think you got a little nervous that you're the Cleveland quarterback and you're talking about a guy from Detroit. Were you nervous that you were going to catch some heat about the Eminem reference there, like in the middle of you dropping the lines?
Not at all, actually, because like that was my one shot, and I didn't.
Well done.
You're able to quote someone who people deem as one of the greatest of all time, like I think that those are good words, and I'm gonna live with that one.
Hey, Jameis, just a couple years ago, you gave everyone an anatomy lesson. Take a listen.
Our body is so symmetrical, right? You got your wrists, and then what are your wrists on the bottom half? Your ankles, you got your shoulders up top. What are your shoulders? Your hips, you know what I'm saying? You got your elbows. What are your elbows? Your knees, right? Like, so it's symmetrical, and you just got to work different parts.
All right, man. I see you up there doing your dance. Like, where did that come from, man? You got to help us out.
Well, it just came from learning your body. As I continue to mature in this profession, I learn different things about my body, and I see how symmetrical my body is with my different body parts. So, if I know something, I promise you, I'm going to share it with the world. Sometimes, a lot of people get a kick out of that. Some people are actually educated from that. How many people do you think understood that your elbows were like your knees? You just gotta educate people, man. I'm about learning.
I'm with you. They both been. I feel you.
Oh, great. It's perfect.
You are about learning. And, if we have anything in common with you, Jameis, is we know what it's like to fully commit to something. And maybe everyone's not going to like it. Maybe everyone is. To that point, when you ate the W on this show, we understood. Like, we weren't out to make fun of this. We're like, look, we do some stuff sometimes that's crazy and maybe not everybody loves, but we go with it. And you were passionate about it. The infamous W speech. Can you tell us where that came from, the origin story, like how you thought that up and how it went for you?
Well, it was a whole week's process, man. Being in the division, the NFC South division, man, with 3 Hall of Fame quarterbacks, and competing. And we're in the dome, man, and we're trying to find a way to get a win, man. I was desperate for a win. So earlier that year, I talked about, the alphabet soup and eating W's. Even earlier that week, I got some W pancakes made for my offensive linemen so we can eat a W. Man, listen, it's the whole visual process. Whatever it takes week in and week out to encourage guys to come and show up and show out and do what the Lord called us to do. And that was getting a W. Unfortunately, we didn't get the W that day, but we ended up getting some later on down the road.
Legend has it, Deshaun Jackson is still standing there, frozen, looking at you. I mean, it was an amazing moment, man.
Man, the son wanted the ball. He didn't want no W handshakes, I guarantee you.
Yeah. All right, so listen, Jameis, I mean this, and it is really, really cool that you're here. I mentioned it when we brought you in, but we started this show in 2016. We had no idea if it was going to work or how it was going to go, but we wanted as our first guest the quarterback of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You came on. You were incredible. You really helped us. And that day, I actually got the chance to ask you what you would tell your younger self. And this is
8 years ago.
The question, and back in 2016. Listen.
My trainer, Otis Lever, he sent me a clip of Steve Harvey talking about what he would do back in the day and how your early years end up reflecting on your later years, So now that I'm trying to mature, I'm trying to be a better person every single day, I realize that your early years are always going to show you where you're going to end up in your later years.
What's it like to watch that back?
Man, it's great to watch it back because, I was who I was back then. And as I'm continuing to grow and mature, my early years are adding up. It's that compound interest. It's that compound effect. So every single day, I'm approaching it to be a man of increase and imitate Christ. So as I continue to do that, dog, the sky is the limit. And if the sky's the limit, you can't say the sky's the limit when people have been on the moon. So I'm going to keep on going up.
Right.
I'm going to keep on inspiring people and hopefully, somebody grow from that.
You cannot say sky is the limit when people have been on the moon. That's awesome.
That is really
I love that. I'm writing that down.
Same.
Jameis, you know you're one of our favorites, and you know that Browns fans are rallying around you now. And I know you love Myles Garrett in that locker room. And he showed up to the stadium with a pretty cool costume on Sunday. I don't know if you saw it. The entire Terminator look.
Yep.
Jameis, will you be dressing up for Halloween on Thursday? And if so, can you give us a spoiler? What does Jameis Winston go as Halloween this year, now that you're the starting quarterback of the Cleveland Browns?
Man, honestly, my wife told me what we were going to be yesterday, and I forgot what it was. I think it was like whatever movie Tupac and Janet Jackson was in. Like that's what
Poetic Justice.
True, yep.
Yeah,
Poetic Justice, yep.
Poetic Justice.
Yeah. So that's what she said we were gonna be. I was like, hey, wait, like just make sure that I get me a good Oakland A's jersey. I don't want, no cheap Oakland A's jersey. Give me a Ricky Henderson or something.
Yeah. That means you gotta get the bike jump haircut then. If you're gonna do Poetic Justice, you gotta do the bike jump. You gotta go all the way in.
Oh, hold up. Are you Tupac? Are you gonna be
throw a
Tupac?
hat on sideways. I'm gonna throw a hat on sideways.
That's a safe bet.
That's incredible. I love that Jameis said, my wife told me what we're going to be this
That's what it is.
Welcome to our world, Jameis. That's how it goes, baby. We know. Listen, you did it. You were incredible to watch back on the field this past weekend. We are rooting for you, but just more importantly, like you are an old friend of this show, and we are so excited to have you back on. We wish you nothing but the best. Go get him this weekend, okay, Jameis?
Man, thank you so much. I'm so happy that you guys kick off the day just for football and all the excitement, man. Y'all make so many people days, like just obviously talking football, but talking life, man. Y'all are so encouraging. So I'm helpful. I'm grateful to help y'all this morning.
Oh, man, we appreciate it, man.
Thank
Let God
you.
keep working through you, bro, man.
That's incredible.